Hello everyone, my name is Prashant. I'm working as a MuleSoft architect. So in our previous session, we have actually gone through the basics of the DataWeave libraries. We have also seen what all softwares we need to install, from where we need to install, and we have also seen the basics of the DataWeave, where it is basically getting used, and also the need of having the DataWeave libraries in place. Along with that, we have also seen the DataWeave lifecycle before and after having the DataWeave libraries. So in this today's session, we will just check out the existing data libraries, whatever we have in Anypoint Exchange, and we'll just see what all libraries we have, how to basically access those, and how to use those, right? So all those kind of things we'll see in this session, okay? And in the next session, we'll see how to basically develop an libraries and how to publish that or how to deploy that in Anypoint Exchange, okay? So for that, we first need to log into our Anypoint Exchange. And once we logged into Anypoint Exchange, so either we can search by our business group, right? For me, it's a trial account, so I've just named it as a freelancer for now. And we can also search it by provided by MuleSoft. So all the MuleSoft related components will be available here. So right now I don't have much things on freelancers, so I'll just make it as all assets for now. And let us filter out the category based on the type. So on the type, I'll just select the DataWeave libraries. Okay, so if you see, we have currently 4 DataWeave libraries which are basically published by the MuleSoft organization itself, and all of these libraries have their own use. So those are basically created, to solve some problems. So for example, we'll take one of the examples. So let's say we are taking an example of DataWeave mock data generator libraries. So the name is a kind of self-explanatory, right? So usually we might need a lot of testing data when we are doing a testing of any feature, any API, right, any endpoint or any interface, something like that, right? So we've usually faced a lot of issues if we want to generate the test data, and generating that manually is really a very it's difficult task. Having a little bit of automation in between, that really helps, but till some point as well, it's not that much helpful, right? So this is basically a library which will generate the random data basically for you based on your data type. Okay, so this is the library which MuleSoft organization has published, and it's been published by 2 years ago. Okay, so let's see what all things are there. So this is the landing page of Anypoint Exchange for this library, and so this library consolidates the functions to generate the random mock data for testing purpose. So some of the use case covered: different number of format type, age, rate, phone number, zip code, credit card number, username, and email address. So these all things basically it will help us to generate some random data. Along with that, they have also provided some input DataWeave script which we can use to generate a random data. And below that, we can also see the related output once the random data is getting generated. Okay, so this is basically an array of object for now. Okay, this is the first object, this is the second one, and the third one. Okay, so this is basically the script, and this is basically the expected output of it. So data constants are basically the variables which are getting used to generate the random data. These all are the list of variables, and the data, the data hub, so where the data is basically published, or where the data is saved. So that location is basically mentioned here. So it's a source location, and they are basically taking a data from the source location, and they are providing us the random data based on this format. Okay, so and we have few more details, basically what type of variable and what output type it is basically providing us. So city name, we have an array of strings, right? The country name, we have array of strings, and something like that. Okay, the second module is data generator. So this is the main module. So this module contains functions to generate random data in a commonly used format. So it has multiple functions, if you see, and all of these functions have their own description, what these details are providing. So for example, random address. So what it does is it returns a random address comprised of a door number from 1 to 10,000 and the street name. Okay, so all of these functions have their own usage, and all those usages are basically scripted in this description way. Okay, and we also have some random scripts for these functions, right? They are provided, which basically we can use to generate some random data, and we can check how these functions are creating a random data, and how it is basically helping us to achieve our target. Okay, and few other details are mentioned on this page. Okay, and similarly we have a third function, third module, And this also we have few functions in this module, and they are also doing some sort of work which is basically mentioned over in this script. Okay, so ultimately this is basically a landing page of this DataWeave library script, and we have multiple modules, and each of the modules, the usage of each of the modules are basically mentioned in a clearly format in this particular page. Okay, now let's try to use some of the modules. So let's try to use this one only, and let's see if this is basically providing the expected output to us or not. So for that, we need to first download this dependency. So if you go on the right side, top right side, we can see the dependency snippets. Let's click on that dependency snippet and let's copy this dependency. Okay, either you can download it manually and then manually add that to our project in Anypoint Studio, or either you can have the POM dependency and add that in our POM file. Okay, so let's go to our Anypoint Studio. Let me create some sample project. Okay, so for now I'll not pull up a lot of details here. I'll just pull out the necessary ones. So for me at this point, the necessary ones is the transform message, and in this transform message we'll just test it out these functions using the preview option. Okay, but before that let's first download this dependency. So either you can go to POM file and add it here, or either you can prefer the other way, which I usually prefer. So go to this project mule and go to add Maven dependency, paste the Maven dependency here and finish. Okay, so it has now downloaded the dependency, and if you see, the dependency is now available in the project libraries folder. Okay, so let's try to use this file, use the script, whatever is available in the Anypoint Exchange, and let's see if it is working fine or not. Okay, I've just pasted whatever is available there, and let me go to preview, and yeah, it's working. Okay, so if you see, we have an array of objects, and the objects we have around 3 objects because we have provided a scripting of 0 to 2. Okay, so they have provided a 3 objects in an array, and now if I refresh this, right, so let's say just remember of this name. Okay, if I refresh it, so while refreshing, I'll cut it, I'll paste it again. So if you see, the details are getting changed. Okay, so every time you are refreshing it, the details on the right hand side changes. Okay, and these details are basically taking it from the data hub, the file or the repository or the location. And if you want to generate some random data for your use case, you can also create your own data hub file, and you can add your respective data in that file. Okay, so this is how we can basically use the DataWeave libraries. And we have, in this today's session, we have seen these many DataWeave libraries which is available for now. It's 4 libraries for now, and out of that we saw the DataWeave mock data generator library, and we saw how to use it, what all scripts are there, what all the modules are there, and under each module what all functions we have, and how those functions are basically helping us to achieve our to help us. Okay, so that's all for today's session.